to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I highlight my hair and tone it in between going to the salon, just because going to the salon is so expensive, and it literally allows me to not have to go to the salon but maybe once or twice a year, just because ever since I started getting my hair highlighted and getting it cut somewhere nice, it's too much money and I don't want to spend that much. So I'm going to show you guys what I do in between. I do still like to go once or twice a year just to get a maintenance, because they are professionals, they know what they're doing. I would highly recommend doing research and figuring it out on your own. I did tons of research, talked to a lot of hairdressers to figure this out, and this is just what works for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bleach, and you can get all of this at Sally Beauty Supply. I would recommend going to Sally Beauty Supply instead of somewhere like Walmart that has box color. It's not as good, and it's not specific to your hair or your hair color. So I do take the Wella powder lightener to do the highlight part, and I mix it in with the Ion Scalp Sensitive 20 Developer. I really like this one just because it's more gentle on your hair, and there are different developers. So there's a 10 developer, there's a 20 developer, a 30 developer, and a 40, and it just depends on your hair, how dark it is, what works for you. The less developer, the less harsh it's going to be on your hair as well. Sometimes you have to leave it on longer though, but this seems to work for me. Sometimes I'll mix in the 10 as well if I just don't want as much lightening going on. But today I think I'm just going to do 20, and then it specifically tells you what to do. You're going instructions. It's 1 packet of powder lightener with 1.5 to 2 ounces of 20 or 40 volume Wella Color Charm cream. I like this developer though because it's just more sensitive, and all I do is I just get a plastic bowl that I can throw away right here, and then I have a plastic knife that I can mix. I also have a little mixing bowl so I can measure everything out. And so here it has ounces. I don't know if your measuring cup has it, but ounces is good. So I'm going to take 2 ounces of this 20 developer, and I am going to mix it. And actually this time I am going to add a little bit of that 10 in there. I don't want too much lightening. My hair is still pretty light from the summer and being out in the sun, even though I have literally not had my hair cut or colored in probably 6 months, maybe longer. I'm just gonna open this little packet here and mix away. Now it will depend on your hair, how thick it is, just different textures of how long you want to leave it on. So you definitely want to check every once in a while how light it's getting. It's different for all people, and it's different for what level of development. Okay, I've got all that mixed in, and I just take a pair of gloves that I've gotten at Lowe's for like $2. And I use that so I don't have to worry about getting all over my hands. And I'm going to brush out my hair real quick. And I'm going to do the balayage. That's what I always do when I go to the salon, is the partial balayage. So you don't even go all the way to the root. You just go, partially down. What would look like a highlight that's naturally gotten in your hair. And I think that's what makes it natural and why it can grow out so easily. You're going to take a little bit on your gloves, and you are going to, sorry, I'm looking over here at our mirror. You're going to take some, and you're just going to go down your hair. And you don't want to get it all over all your hair. I would just take strands of hair, and you are going to spread it down your hair. I'm filming a video of how I do my hair. So you just want to take random pieces and go all the way to the bottom, but you don't want to go all the way. My husband is home from work. He travels pretty much every week, and it is Thursday. He's normally home by Thursday and Friday, and then he can spend the weekend with us, so it's always nice. And you don't have to get every piece that's lighter. You want to get some new, especially if you want to lighten it some more, you want to get some ones that are a little bit darker anyway, so you can add some lightness. Get some highlighting going on there. And I always part it whichever way I wear it, and then I'll add the bleach and developer in. Like if you part it in the middle, I would say part it in the middle and then add your highlights. If you part it to one side or the other more often, that is how I would add your highlights in. Okay, so I've added in all the highlights that I want now, and I always feel like less is more because you can always go back and add more in. I'm gonna check it every 5 to 10 minutes and just see if it's lightening up like I want. You can leave it in up to 50 minutes. I normally leave it in about 15. That's good for my hair, but you need to check your hair and just see what your hairdresser, how long they normally leave it in, and then I would do it around what they say, and ask your hairdresser what developer, what level of developer do they use. They're probably using some type of bleach, but don't feel bad about asking, and then hopefully you can do it on your own to just save yourself some money and then go back and see your hairdresser every couple times a year. So let's let this stuff. Okay, I left it in for about 20 minutes and it is light enough for me right now. I'm gonna rinse it out and then we're gonna put some toner in, which is going to make it not look so orange and brassy. It's gonna give it that more beige kind of light blonde color. So all right guys, I have all the bleach rinsed out and I can already tell that I am loving the results without even drying it. So that's good news. Got it just perfect. Now, while I was letting the bleach set in and let the highlights lighten up my hair, I already mixed in the toner. So what I do, and this is a little extreme, you do not have to do this, but I do recommend this brand, it's amazing. The Wella Color Charm toners are awesome, and what I do is I mix 3 together just because I like the results and the tone that it gives my hair. So I use T35, which is called Beige Blonde, T11, the lightest beige blonde, and T18, lightest ash blonde. And what you're supposed to do, they give you instructions on the box. So you're supposed to mix 1 part Wella Color Charm toning to color 2 parts with 20 volume your developer. So 1 part toner to 2 parts developer, and you can use 20 is what they normally recommend. If your hair is very fragile, I would go with 10 developer. If it's really hard to even take any kind of color, I would use 30. But you do need to test your hair out. And I'm gonna do the exact same thing that I did with the highlight. A lot of people for their toner will put it all over their hair, but I don't like that because I don't want the parts that I didn't color to get damaged. I like some of my hair to be untouched and virgin hair. So I'm literally gonna go in where my hair is highlighted and I'm gonna put a toner on. Now you don't have to do a toner if you like that more natural kind of orange color, not orange, but the more brassy, not as like brighter blonde, then just leave it the way it is. I like when people have their hair highlighted like that as well. Just on me, I like that more ashy kind of blonde. So, and this isn't super ashy. This is just gives it more of that beige kind of lighter tan color. So as you can see, I'm taking the same technique and I am just putting it on the areas that I highlighted. And I am more generous with this just because you can put it all over your hair. So, and it doesn't really change or highlight your hair at all. All right, the toner is all rinsed out. I let that in about 5 to 10 minutes. And now we gotta blow it dry and style it and see. All right guys, my hair is not blown dry all the way, but I wanted to show you guys what it would look like after I highlighted it and toned it. The girls are waking up. Normally I would put beach waves in and, you know, add some cute curls, but when you got kids, you do what you can do, right? So here it is. I really like the look of it. See how these highlights are lighter than they were before. I just think it looks really cute and it just saves me some money because I don't have to go to the hairdresser every few months. I can go once or twice a year, and I also trim my own hair. That will be another video. Thanks again for watching, guys. See you in the next one. Bye.